Porsche's original SUV has come in for a major midlife facelift, the biggest in the company's history, and it's more than just a pretty new face and an all-new Taycan style digital dashboard. Amongst the significant mechanical upgrades is the return to V8 firepower for the Cayenne S for a price. I'm here at the global launch in Austria to find out if it's worth it. The Porsche Cayenne needs no introduction. The German performance car brand's first SUV was launched controversially over 20 years ago in 2002, and even after the smaller Macan SUV arrived in 2014, it remained Porsche's top seller with 30% of sales last year. Now, the third generation E3 Cayenne has come in for a major upgrade inside and out, in line with its twins under the skin, including the Volkswagen Touareg, Audi Q7 and Q8, Bentley Bentayga and Lamborghini Urus, all of which ride on the same MLB platform. For now, Porsche is launching the facelifted Cayenne wagon and coupe in standard, e-hybrid, range-topping GT turbo and volume-selling S forms as tested here. Despite copping one of the smallest price rises of the bunch at just $5,000 in coupe form, the Cayenne S scores the biggest mechanical upgrades, returning to V8 firepower that it lost in 2014 with the E2 facelift. The new 4-litre twin-turbo V8 increases power by 25 kilowatts and torque by 50 newton metres over the twin-turbo 2.9-litre V6 it replaces, and cuts 2/10 off the 0 to 100 time. Of course, fuel consumption is also up for the Cayenne S, although all other variants are more powerful and more efficient. More than your average facelift, the 2023 Cayenne brings a new bonnet, fresh front and rear bumpers and a snazzy new Matrix LED headlight as standard across the range. Accompanying the new look and extra grunt are revised coil springs and 20-inch wheels for V6 models, new 2-chamber adaptive air suspension from Cayenne S level upwards, and new 2-valve shock absorbers, which Porsche says improves ride quality, especially at low speeds, as well as handling. Anyone familiar with the Porsche Taycan's interior will feel at home in the new Cayenne because it now has a similar Porsche driver experience dashboard layout, grouping frequently used controls together around the steering wheel. There's no doubt the new digital interior of the Cayenne takes a dramatic step up market in terms of technology. The central infotainment screen hasn't changed, but there's a new optional 10.9-inch touchscreen and an all-digital instrument cluster. But the mechanical changes run far more deep than that. Some say when the new Macan came out a few years ago, it eclipsed the Cayenne as the world's best handling SUV. Well, I'm here to tell you, I think the Cayenne has flipped that on its head. Among the comprehensive chassis changes for the new Cayenne are firmer springs, both steel and adaptive air, with a new twin-chamber system, a new PDCC active anti-roll bar system when optioned, and a new 2-valve damping setup which separates compression from rebound and allows them to make the car sit even flatter before in corners without any reduction in ride quality. What all that means is this car handles as sharply as any sports sedan with almost zero body roll unless you're really pushing, with no reduction in ride quality. The ride is plush on all sorts of surfaces, and it's the sort of tune only Porsche could come up with. So the most noticeable change to the driving experience is the tweaked chassis and, for S models, the new V8. It's rare these days that a car maker upsizes from a V6 to a V8, especially when it did the reverse almost a decade ago. And this new Volkswagen Group bi-turbo V8 is light years ahead of the naturally aspirated 4.8-litre V8 that powered the original Cayenne S. With more power and almost as much torque as the similar V8 in the current GTS Cayenne, it also feels more flexible and sounds better than the V6 in the model it replaces. despite the fact its 50 extra Newton metres are delivered over a slightly narrower rev range. So as mid-cycle facelifts go, they don't get much more comprehensive than this one. But it also comes 6 years after the third generation Cayenne was launched, and it's charged with keeping Porsche's global bestseller fresh until 2030. That said, the technology trickled down from the Taycan and the investments made in good old-fashioned chassis development make a big difference behind the wheel of the Cayenne. Okay, so after our first drive in Europe, it's clear the new Cayenne is improved in almost every respect, but it's also a lot more expensive, even if it does lower the entry price to a Porsche V8. So stand by for our first review on local roads and perhaps even a comparison against other members of a dying breed.